All right, let's just jump into it.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go. All right, so
ready like Freddy, dog.
all right, so a couple weeks ago, or a couple episodes ago, you said something, a topic, and I was like, that's something good to talk about, you know?
Say me so.
And that's something to talk about. And that was all the sales reps during this time, you know, within the hospitality industry, how much they can get overlooked, definitely throughout how pandemic has impacted their jobs. And I thought that was pretty interesting, because that's something that can get really looked over or overlooked, because not a lot of people are thinking about, oh man, the well-being of sales reps during this time. So I just wanted to expound on that. First, sit there and just at least what I know little of the sales reps job.
You mean like liquor reps?
Yeah. Not brand ambassadors.
Liquor reps.
Yeah. So I just wanted to sit there and, I guess, talk about their role within the hospitality industry with you, from our understandings of it, outside of just like, oh well, they sell liquor to places, you know? Yeah, man.
This shit fire, bro.
I mean,
this shit fire, bro.
You know?
Beyond just Pete, bro, this shit is fucking fire. This is balanced. Like, this shit tastes so pristine and golden. Oh my god. This shit is fire.
All right, so for those of you who can see this and who cannot see this, Theo right now is tasting or drinking Johnny Walker Green Label. I will soon be joining you on this voyage right now.
Johnny Walker Green Label is actually one of my top 5. The reason it's up there is not just because of the quality that it offers. It's also because of how rare it is too. Cause you can't really find that shit like that.
Yeah, word.
Johnny Walker Green Label is their peated edition of their 15-year. You know the black label. All right.
You know the red label. You know the platinum. Do we have to go down all?
You don't know platinum.
You
know blue though. You don't know platinum. You know blue though.
I don't know. Like, I would think that our audience.
Oh, you think they sophisticated? All right, cool.
I mean, like, industry people.
You know, platinum, but I just don't see platinum everywhere. That's all. Anyway, but yeah. So there's gold, there's platinum, there's all that shit. There's a lot.
Yeah. So
there's a lot.
So what Theo is tasting or drinking right now is the green label, which is
the green label that I haven't tasted in a while, but I tasted it right after I tasted this motherfucking beast of a fucking thing here.
Our back.
So, yeah, it's just way more balanced. It's way more approachable. It's friendly. It just fucking dances around my mouth. The taste just kind of stays there, so it's a little viscous. I like that it actually has phases to it. Like, the smoke hits you in the beginning, and then in the middle, it kind of goes to like, I said pristine before, and that's because it's really hard for me to think of what it is, but it's like kind of a like cerulean kind of flavor. And then after that, it goes to just a savoriness, a beautiful savoriness, which goes perfectly with this fucking cigar.
Yeah, so also drinking, also smoking a cigar. Champagne. Whoa, you alright? Woo, don't inhale. Don't inhale. Whoa, you're okay?
I'm a smoker. I forgot.
Whoa. Okay. Alright. Alright, for those of you who can't see what just happened. So with cigars, you're not supposed to inhale them. Because it can go really bad if you do that. Here's some water, man.
I'm glad we got that little cat. Open that shit.
Yeah. Here's some water. Oh my goodness. So, the reaction was crazy. So Theo almost threw the entire bar with everything on it.
Why you gonna say it like that?
Cause that's how it was. This whole bar was going straight into the camera. Everything on it. That I'm pretty sure that was at a good 45-degree angle. It's surprisingly nothing lost its place.
Cause I caught myself. Yeah. Sorry, dog.
Oh, you scared me. I didn't know. I didn't know what just happened.
Sorry, I picked it up subconsciously, and I hit it how I usually hit shit. Yeah, I'm used to. Yeah, man. Sorry.
All right, yeah, man. So sales reps. Sales reps.
Back to what we were saying.
Yeah, man. So I think that sales reps get highlighted. I mean, don't get highlighted as often as they should, because right now, like, sales are so down, sales are so down for liquor brands, or down for liquor reps. I should say that, because sales have increased since COVID, because more people are able to go to the store and actually purchase it.
Yeah,
but since since establishments have been closed, these are who sales reps usually go to, because then they get to sell in bulk, I guess you would say.
They get to not even just sell in bulk. They get to secure
accounts,
which come back.
Yeah.
Return customers.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have a question, or at least I just want to state the one thing that I don't understand,
Mm-hmm.
whether or not you're able to answer it. I feel like, based on where the market is, liquor consumers, such as restaurants or bars, liquor buyers, such as restaurants or bars, don't necessarily need any particular brand over any other particular brand.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of makes me wonder where the liquor reps kind of come in and why they're even necessary. But they are necessary because if you're dealing with a supplier, you want to have a face.
Mm-hmm.
You want to deal with a person.
Yeah.
So you kind of want to deal with the person.
Mm-hmm.
Like a personal person.
Yeah.
Behind the business.
Yeah.
The entity.
Yeah.
So, like, I understand, like, the need for a liquor rep, but if you think about restaurants and bars and shit, they're not, like, finding new bars and restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going to the same old bars and restaurants and trying to take accounts.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, and that makes it real interesting within that. Yeah, that makes it real interesting within that world, you know? Instead of just going out, you know, because the large accounts are where everybody wants to be, you know? I mean, me personally, I just think that it's lazy to a certain extent, because it's just like, all right, well, if I can get 100 cases off of with something in my portfolio to one of the largest restaurants in the city, I don't really have to go out into other places and get
the other 4 small places on the same block.
Yeah.
I would rather have the 4 small places on the same block than the big one.
Yeah. So it makes it pretty interesting. Like, and you can go, I guess, further your point, or the idea you proposed is just like, because these brands, a couple of these brands do have, I can say majority of these brands do have brand ambassadors. Now, brand ambassadors are people who just go and, yes, they do build relationships with accounts as well, but it's more so to educate the consumer, anybody, on the product itself. So I guess and since they're usually like national or global, the representative for national or global levels, they're not always in the one place, you know? So one day they'll be in New York. Then the next day they might be down in Florida. Then they're over in Cali, and then they come over to Philly. Then they go over to like China, you know? It's more so like that. So they can't always be there present. That's why sales reps are important, to just be able to have a pinpoint to someone rather than calling customer service, you know?
Well, ideally, you want to follow up with accounts on a regular basis. Like, if you have an account that's doing their ordering, like, on a monthly basis, or, say, on a bi-weekly basis,
Mm-hmm.
you probably want to be talking to them at least quarterly, at the very fucking least.
Yeah.
I would personally want to talk to them every 8 weeks and be like, yo, everything good?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ran into any issues? Are there any challenges that I can help you with? Or even be like, yo, this one thing that you're ordering a bunch, I was able to renegotiate something and get it down a couple cents for you.
Yeah.
You know, like, actually let them know I'm actively working for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then even if I don't have any good news, just call them and let them know, hell, I'm still working at it.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, I ain't forget about you, bro. I'm still trying.
Yeah.
You know, they love to hear that. That makes them more secure and feel like somebody cares about them.
That's true too. And it's pretty interesting because you're only allowed or allotted a certain amount of accounts per rep.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes things a little bit tricky and or like you competitive.
No, I mean, yeah, it makes it competitive, but it also dignifies like maximal effort. And it also dignifies you like going out of your way to like really try to maximize what accounts you do have.
Yeah.
Because like literally, that business, you could be the catalyst to that expansion if you choose to be that motivated to make that shit happen. Like if you take the initiative, that business could sell twice as much as they selling, just because that's where profit margins are taking them, and that's where prices can go. You know what I mean? Also, promotions are a huge thing. Y'all could be in that bitch doing all types of shit on a regular basis. Like, yo, every Tuesday night, we got a girl who comes in and gives out shots from 6 to 8. We call it our, excuse me, we call it our Hennessy happy hour, or whatever the fuck. You know, like, when it comes down to it, these guys really just want to, these guys just really want a personal touch. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Because, like, if like from a bartender's perspective, if a rep comes in and I'm a bartender, not only all right, cool, I gotta deal with a rep. Okay. So you might have a promotion that you're running where you're giving out shots, or you might have a promotion that you're running where you just want to get an opportunity to do like a small like a cocktail that we're doing. Like we might run one of our cocktails, but you might want us to switch your booze out and make it like a little cheaper or something like that. Or there might be an accompanying drink where when somebody orders a particular beer that is your brand, you might have something more that you offer them with it. Like you might buy their next round, or you might give them an opportunity to take a coupon to cop a 6-pack from the local fucking takeout shop. You know, there's a bunch of different promotional offers that you can give them where these people actually, listen, man, they eating dinner. If you go up and talk to them while they eating dinner, unless they got kids next to them, they probably don't mind. Unless they got kids next to them, or unless they trying to mac real quick and they need that personal attention, bro, they don't mind. Go talk to them, you know, that type of shit. Like, there's a lot of different promotions that I've seen run. And me as a bartender, that usually just gives me an opportunity to sell free things. And if you're a bartender, you know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that gives me an opportunity to sell free things. And by sell free things, I mean, that don't mean I'm stealing from anybody. What it means is I'm building up,
connection.
Yeah, connection, but the word is reciprocity. I'm building up reciprocity because I'm giving the customer something. And so because of that, they're going to give me something. Whether or not they think that I had to go through too much to get it or whatever, they're still going to give me something. They're going to tip me because I gave them a drink. And the drink came from the rep. You know what I mean? So that's a relationship that's forged. So now I'm happy every time reps come through.
Yeah.
That heightens my tip averages. You know what I mean? And reps is happy because that spreads awareness about their product.
Yeah. I mean, and it's more that the company, well, not only just that, but then that's more product that you'll end up going through. So then you have to order more. Yes. So, you know, that account.
Exactly. More for that account.
Yeah.
And the owner / account holder actually feels the personal touch.
Now, the hard thing about Pennsylvania, of course, we all know the liquor laws. We all don't know. We're in a controlled state where Pennsylvania is really tight, definitely when it comes to money. So a huge amount of that funds the government is from taxing on booze, on alcohol. Now, the reason why the government does that, I mean, well, yeah, it gives them a lot of money, but also they're trying to limit the amount that people are spending on alcohol. So they're trying to restrict it to a certain degree. It's weird. I understand it, but if I, like, as being someone within the industry, it's hard, you know, because it's like, well, now you're putting us in a situation where it's just like we're restricted. We can't maximize everything that we would like to off of the booze that we're selling, you know, the liquor, alcohol, beverages, whatever, you know, alcoholic beverages in general. I just learned that. So that was eye-opening to me, just like, dang, oh, because so the two things that they look for are trying to discourage minors from drinking. That's why the prices are high, you know, and as well as more money for the government from the taxing it, and also just to sit there and not encourage overconsumption. So if you're sitting there, if you're in a controlled state like this, it's just like, all right, we're trying to buy 50 cases, and it's just like, oh, can I get a discount? Can I get a discounted rate for buying, for buying bulk? It's just like, no, can't do that, can't do that. You have to still pay the price per bottle, and it's just, that's hard, So I was getting that. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Just went on that tangent. But yeah, so that makes it really hard for someone in that position, because it's like, oh man, they're buying so much, and that's what you want. You want people to buy your things in a wholesale or bulk. But when you can't do that and they're buying so much of it, it's just like that's kind of discouraging the businesses from purchasing more, because it's like, well, there's no draw to buying bulk if there's not a discount, because that's usually what wholesale is for.
Yeah.
And you're dealing with businesses who are already paying taxes on reselling tax
Well, I can speak
all
from
that.
experience and say that what they use to kind of work around that, because obviously there's going to be workarounds when there's limitations.
Yeah.
One of the things that reps use to work around that is they try to use the exclusivity of their catalog.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, okay, well, since this green label here, there's only like 80 of these bottles in the state.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of them are like special order.
Mm-hmm.
But like some of them were actually pre-order, so I only really have access to like 40.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want a special order some of them through me, I can do that if you want to buy all this Faber raspberry.
Mm-hmm. But then that goes into just like, I don't know how else to say it besides just like skimming it from the books, because it all becomes a blend, a mesh.
I mean,
because it comes down what's being skimmed is like, all right, so the government isn't looking, it's not looking at exactly what's being sold. It's looking for, all right, so this is how much you sold.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the percentage we want of it.
Right.
So the blend to them is just like, as long as you're paying on all of it. It's not exactly the product itself.
All right, so what I'm saying is the rep themselves
Mm-hmm.
are incentivizing the people who are ordering the supplies.
The exclusivity,
owners.
yeah.
They're letting them know that if you need this, I can get this for you, but I also need you to buy a bunch of this other shit that I need to get rid of.
Yeah, well, that works out in the sales rep, because now you're selling more of your portfolio on things that you're representing. It's like, I gotta move these. I want to move these.
You moving that bullshit.
Yeah, like, because I would love to only have luxury, to represent or to sell luxury products, but I'm not there right now. I gotta sell this,
Yeah.
How do I move this? All right, well, same thing. There it goes. I'm meshing it, But to the brand, to the distributor, the importer, or whatever, they're looking at, oh snap, they moved that stuff, I'm happy with that because it got moved. So they're meshing in. So it's not even about the number. It's not about the numbers to them as far as like revenue. It's about they moved that,
It's about packaging things together. That's literally what it's about. It's about packaging things together. Like, for instance, right? You might go to a vodka rep because you want to have something for your event that you're throwing. And you say, I need some vodka from you, vodka rep. And they say, okay, we got you. So we'll tell these people in our finance department who are managing this budget and manage our budgets.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to approve it based on how many people are going to be at your event. And they're going to approve us giving you a certain amount of this product. Or we could just not talk to them at all, and we could give you the shit we got in our trunk that we didn't move at the last event.
Mm-hmm.
This cucumber shit that nobody really wants.
Mm-hmm.
And when we put it in your hands, if you smile, that's what we got for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's typically the
Yeah.
case.
Yeah. All right. So I used to. All right. So I hate hybrid rows for a reason. And
Fuck y'all, hybrid rose. Fuck y'all.
And like
For a reason.
hybrid rows is just like, oh man.
Who are they anyway? I never heard of them.
No. It's not a brand. No.
Oh,
hybrid
hybrid
rolls. Yeah.
Okay, when you do two things at once, or
Yeah.
when you try to blend them together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because like, all right. So I was a whiskey guardian or a brand ambassador for
Whiskey Guardian.
Angel's Envy. Yeah.
Whiskey Guardian.
Yeah.
Sounds fucking heavy.
Yo.
Did
So.
they give you a sword?
So,
shield?
oh man, they gave me a lot of great experience. No, a lot of great experiences, you know. And it was the first. Yeah, it was
Did you have to salute them?
No. I wasn't knighted yet.
Whiskey
You know, I didn't become a sir.
Whiskey
You know, but yeah, you know, it's
Whiskey Guardian.
but all right. So that's a brand ambassador.
Yeah.
But since the Pennsylvania or Philly market is tier 2 and it's so small, it's just like, you might as well just be the sales rep too, which is totally different, you
That
know?
remind me of when I worked at Panera Bread and I was washing dishes and they was like, damn, you doing a good job. You might as well be the soup guy too. And I was like, for real? All right, cool. I got time. I'm bored.
I
Started
definitely
being a
didn't know
soup
you
guy.
worked at Panera Bread.
Start being a soup guy.
No, you just-
They
alright,
was
cool.
like, yo, you killing it. You know what you should do? I was like, what? They was like, you might as well go out there and grab the dishes and wash them. Like, since you washing them already, you might as well go get them. I was like, all right. Found out that's called a porter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Then after that, they was like, you know what you should do since you're grabbing the dishes?
Or a steward.
You might as well wipe down that table and flip that shit. You know what that's called? It's called a busser.
And yeah.
So by the time I left that place, I was the dishwasher,
Uh-huh.
the soup guy, the porter, and the busser,
That's 4 promotions.
right?
4 promotions.
And no raises.
Yeah.
So I quit happily.
I didn't know you worked there, yo. Like,
Yeah, I did a good job.
I didn't know you worked there.
Just killing it.
That's pretty interesting.
Wet
I
pants every day.
didn't know you worked there.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. So, so I had sales rep. I had quotas to hit, and I also had to sit there and throw events and build customer relationships with accounts and consumers.
Did you have a per diem? Did you have a budget to work with?
I knew what you were asking. All right, so it was
I didn't say it loud enough the first time.
okay. So it was yeah, I did have a budget.
Okay.
Now, Angel's Envy,
Did you have a budget and a per diem?
just to let you
Just
know,
the budget?
just to let you know, yeah, just to let you know. All right, so we're talking about around like what, $50 a bottle, like $50 a bottle for the flagship.
The rye. It's about the rye.
And the rye is like
all about the rye.
$80, right? So when you turn those into shots at
Yo, if y'all haven't
establishments,
tasted it, they rye is the shit, bro.
so now we're talking about like $20 a shot for the
For the rye?
no $20 a shot for just Angels for
What is
the
it, a
flagship.
rum, what is it, a rum finish on the rye?
So on the rye, yeah,
It's a
Caribbean,
rum
yeah,
finish?
yeah,
All right, cool.
yeah, and then on the rye for the shot, you're probably looking around like what, $50, like $50 a shot.
38, 34, depending on where you go.
Depending on where you go. So with a budget, I think my budget, if I remember, it was $200 a month.
Fuck you want to do with that?
Exactly,
That's like,
yo.
that's like a beer a day for 2 weeks.
Yo.
And you skimping on tips.
Oh my
you ain't tipping
goodness.
if you doing that.
Yo, so I mean, well, no. All right, so
Listen, I
so
spend that in one day,
when
and then by the end of that, I still need to go around and collect more money from people because that's literally just a round if you're dealing with 10
Yo.
people. You're
It's
dealing with 10 people. That's one round.
yo, it's yeah.
One round.
I know how
Not even
hard
including
it
tips.
is.
Not even including tips.
Yo, yeah.
Sorry.
So you
I
know,
take niggas out.
so you
I
can
take
only,
care of
so
people.
you can only, tip 10%, but you have to already, have that in mind when you're going to
Yeah, but there's a
your
way to finesse
account.
that. There's a way to finesse that. You buy bartenders drinks. You give them shots out of the bottle, and you ring them up under your bottle and say you gave them to customers, and just make sure that the bartender gets those at the end of their shift or during their shift, depending on how loose the place is. But yeah, you don't. If it comes down to the point where you have to give bartenders 10%, at least offer them shots of the shit that you're giving away.
So yeah, man. So it's tricky. So I was not a great sales rep. I was not a great sales rep at all. I was definitely better as a brand ambassador.
Girls are better.
But sales reps,
Girls are better.
definitely, it's definitely a harder.
I could be great at it in the neighborhood. I could definitely be great at it.
Yeah, because it's just like you're another person that these accounts are talking to, and you're trying to ask them to buy more, or hit whatever quota that it is that you do have, and it's just like, all right, well, what can you all right, we know what we can do for you, which is buy from you, and continue to buy from you. But what could you do for
we
us?
can also feature your products during happy hour.
Now, all right, so we're like, all right.
We could also use them in cocktails.
Because there are
which
things,
give them more space on our menu, which is actually, that space on our menu is real estate.
Now, all right, but those are also things that you have to happen as a sales rep. Like, because
if it's a beer, we could batter our fucking fries in them.
Now, but we're talking. All right, so it depends on which brands.
We can make mustard out of it.
Which brands you're representing, right?
Yeah.
Now, who's I don't know too many places in the accounts that I had are using that expensive bottle to sit there and use like that.
I went to Mulherron's, which my friend still works at, and former friends have worked at. I was there with Timmy actually for a concert, and they had a cocktail that was it was called Smoke Something. I think it was called Smoke Something. It was about a $19 cocktail, and it featured Dewar's as its base. It was citrus, and it had a topper of Glenfiddich 18? And yeah, 18. And so that gave it the premium price. It had a real good garnish, so it looked real nice. But it was Dewar's as the base. It was a motherfucking whiskey sour with, or matter of fact, it was what is the medicine joint? The fucking.
What, green chartreuse or?
No. The joint with you put the smoky, you make it with whiskey, you use citrus, and then you put the smoky whiskey on the top.
Oh,
you gave it to me
penicillin.
my first time. Penicillin. That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite drinks. I make it for everybody.
Penicillins are great if it's done right.
Penicillin is a great drink. Yeah, but you gotta float the fucking smoky whiskey. So yeah, they floated it with Glenfiddich 18, which is not smoky, but it was still a very damn good drink, and I paid $19 for it. And I was very happy with my drink.
Now that's a layered, that right there is layered, because if I'm correct, all of that is under the same portfolio.
Yeah.
So therefore, that's a hell of a win.
That's a win-win-win. And it's a featured cocktail.
Yeah. So but you have to understand.
And if you knock down the ingredients, $5.
You have to be at a certain level within whatever.
Beverage manager?
No. As far as sales reps, that has to be if those things are all in your portfolio, things that you represent, that's a win. If it's not, if you only have doers of it, or doers on it.
Okay.
Then that's just oh snap, because it's doers. So people, that's affordable on an everyday basis. It's oh snap, I can sit there and just have that gone. It's all right. But if you're let's say if you're all right, if you're representing something that doesn't have a diverse portfolio within it, if you're only representing one thing, it's hard to sell. To sit there and try to get it to be a featured cocktail and have placement. Because not everybody's sitting there putting not everybody's sitting there putting
If you can
like
prove it, if you
Johnny
can prove
Walker
it,
Green
if
label,
you
right?
can prove it
On
with
it.
profit margins, then it works.
Well, yeah. So therefore, like it
Like,
depends.
for instance,
It depends
if
on your
you're-
account.
It depends on you. If you're
That's
a
all.
fucking beast,
Mhm.
if you're a fucking beast and you know your fucking product, and you can walk into a place and you can go, hey, look, I noticed that y'all feature this for this cocktail, which is actually, since I come here well enough, I know it's a damn popular cocktail. I don't know if it's your best selling cocktail, but I know I see one on that table, and that table, and I had one this week and I had one last week. So, I want to tell you, I want to ask you, if you're talking to the beverage manager or somebody who knows what they're doing, this base that you're using in this cocktail, how much are you paying for it? I can offer you this for it. So why don't you switch? Right? But then on top of that, if you a man who could speak knowledgeably about the shit and you know your flavor profiles, you could tell them you can improve the motherfucker. On top of that, if you can offer them better prices, then you can actually like incentivize the owner themselves and say, all right, look.
That's what it comes down to.
If you already making $12 every time you sell one of these joints, you could be making 14. That's
Yeah.
simple.
Now, say I'm sitting there thinking about, all right, so because LaFois is going to be hard because it's already penicillin. No, that's all you. Because of the penicillin, so it's already like in minds of that, but that's not on too many menus, I guess you'd say.
Well, but it's not on that.
Yeah.
I don't think it was.
So I mean, even still, when it comes down
It's
to
a
like,
classic, though, so
when-
people ask for it
like,
if you got
like
ingredients.
no matter how much, like because, like a lot of because I'm thinking of like the back bar, and then I'm thinking about the list, the menu where it's just like, oh snap, you have all of these dope products that you only offer like by the 1 ounce pour or the 2 ounce pour, and they're usually around like that menu is more so just like we have these and for a 1 ounce pour you can be looking at, not in the case of where you were, but like $40 for the 1 ounce, or even $20 for the 1 ouncer. To put that into a cocktail, it's going to cost a whole lot more, and people would rather not do that, but sit there and just only have those on that.
Okay.
On that list. They're like, just to say we have these, and not, it's like, but it's going to be sitting, like, because how often are people sitting there coming and looking at this? No, people are coming and looking at like the benchmark brands for whatever,
Yeah.
for whatever. It's just like, oh snap, this says Jim Beam. All right, I'm getting that.
Yeah.
Even though it's like, oh snap, well we have let's see, like Gentleman's, Gentleman's Jack. That's not in the cocktail. That's not the feature cocktail or anything like that. That's an upsell. Sit there and just be like, well, you might as well just get it, right? You might as well just get it like this. It's going to cost you a few bucks more, but they're not sitting there losing. They're not sitting there losing because. Wait, where was I going with that? I just lost it.
All right.
I just lost it.
Okay. So, if a person were to order
The upsell. Sorry, go ahead.
If a person were to order something, I mean, you know how this fucking pricing system works. But
Yeah.
what I want to mention more so, not just the upsell, is the finesse, is the fact that, let's go with the last word. Green chartreuse is more expensive than any other thing.
And the last word isn't on too many
It's not on no
menus.
It's not on no menus. But if somebody comes in my restaurant and asks me for a last word, right? I have options. My options are I can take a Tanqueray and I could do an upcharge, right? But that wouldn't be accounting for the green chartreuse necessarily, unless my beverage manager was learned enough to actually put his products in the computer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is always an
Yeah.
option.
Yeah.
So if my beverage manager is not learned enough to put his products in the computer, and I go Tanqueray upcharge, right? And I'm using this green chartreuse. First off, I'm using a spoonful. Right? I'm using a spoonful. Okay? So if you want to do the math and figure that out, we can do that. But the most important thing that
Because
we
a
need to
spoonful
measure
is a
from
quarter
the
ounce.
value, the most important thing that we need to measure the value of this is the satisfaction level of the person who came in here and had the balls to ask for a fucking last word. If that person is happy with that spoonful of chartreuse and that Tanqueray up charge, extra $3 on top of the Tanqueray.
Like,
That
but
should be worth the price of the. It's actually $2 is what you're losing out on that if you don't charge them for the chartreuse. You're losing out on a full $2.
well,
That should be worth
no,
the
because
$2 that it costs for the fucking spoonful of the green chartreuse.
so because I guess it all comes down. I guess it all comes down to. I guess it all, not all comes down to, but it's like the recipe as well. Because like your last word, I'm like a bar spoon. A bar spoon is a quarter of an ounce.
Yeah.
Last word calls for 3/4.
Sorry, I fucked up. I was still thinking about penicillin in my head.
Okay. Because that's a float. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if I did a last word, I would actually charge them for the chartreuse up because that's the most expensive ingredient in the cocktail.
Yeah.
So I would charge them chartreuse up, and then that will cover the price for the Tanqueray. And I think we're pretty good.
But
there.
yeah, but that's
I
still.
think we're pretty good there.
Yeah. And that's still. But
Now,
that
if you wanna
that
talk
cocktail
about-
that
now, if you
cocktail
wanna
was
talk about
still
the
going to be a.
Luxardo, if you want to talk about the Luxardo, which doesn't even have a fucking price in most menus.
So we're talking about 3/4. That's not a full ounce, right? Most cocktails. So if it's the base, you're looking at one. You're doubling that.
Yeah.
And if it's up, that's
Then it's
2 ounces. You know. So it's just like that price point is still different of what you're using. So,
I don't get you.
all right, so we're talking. So 3/4. All right, so you're using a quarter of an ounce, right? And for a regular
I'm not
shot,
supposed to use a quarter of an ounce. We just agreed.
I know it's supposed to be 3/4, but that's
Yeah.
that's still half a shot. Because a shot is an ounce and a half.
Ounce is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Three-quarters of an ounce.
yeah. So if you're all right. So if you ask for a half ounce pour of something of their 1 ounce thing that they're charging for 40, so like all right. So now that's $20, right?
Yes.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. So if
Yeah,
you,
so
if you- listen,
it's still a
so listen.
$20 cocktail.
Exactly. That's where I'm getting at, which is if you ask for a half an ounce of the green chartreuse, or sorry, if you ask for a half pour of a green chartreuse, and the green chartreuse is $25 for a full pour, right?
Yeah.
But you're getting a half pour, but I'm giving you an upcharge, right? So that's $12.50 for the half joint, and then the upcharge. So that's another half ounce or whatever. So now you're looking at $20 pretty much. And that's the cocktail.
Yeah.
But that $20, that extra $7 on top of the half pour of Luxardo, is, the half pour of green chartreuse is covering the Luxardo and the Tanqueray. Ideally.
See, man, like yo, man. See, I wish that I like
that's a
yo.
different-
I
I
was
think that's
so
a different
that's a
discussion,
whole
though.
different
That's a
discussion,
completely
and that's
different
why.
discussion.
But this is me showing the ignorance that I had when I was a brand ambassador / sales rep because I
Right.
didn't understand the books at
Your
that
job
point.
is to just get on
At that
people's
point.
menus.
Yeah.
And the way that you do it is by offering them money on the back end.
Now, but that's what you have to understand, even like as a sales rep, like you know. So it's like, it's totally different.
Drink responsibly.
You have to put that on the label of everything too. It has to be in your. All right, never mind. All right, went back to the whole government laws and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I think that's what what you need to understand when like you're a sales rep is okay. The understanding the logistics. You have to understand the bar business and be able to articulate that well enough to get on menus. I don't know. I mean, well, do you know? I think that's in the Philadelphia market, I should say.
Okay, listen. When you're selling to somebody, there's 3 things you need to know.
Yeah.
You need to know your product. You need to know your customer. And you need to know yourself. And you use your skills to appeal to your customer using the strengths of your product. Right?
Yeah.
So you can walk into a place and look around and go, they do not need me in here. Next place. You know what I mean?
That's not how. But see, when
You can walk into a place and look around and go, yo, I can make a killing in this motherfucker.
Yeah, you're assigned your accounts when you're a sales rep. It's not like, well, there is a list that you can pick from, but most places, like if you're working for like Southern, you know, it's just like, nope, these are your accounts. these are the products that you push, you know?
Yeah. Well, guess what?
When you get to a certain level, then
there's-
it's like you get
There's other people who just get to roam freely and say, "Hey, I noticed you guys aren't carrying
when
any
you
of our products."
when you get to
Is
that
there a
level.
reason for that? Yeah.
Well,
but-
because they started, they didn't just come out of nowhere, you know, with that unless they were approached by
I don't
the
know.
importer or whatever, you
I
know.
don't know who hires these people, and I don't know who the fuck they are. But all I
Mhm.
know is there's people
Yeah.
who walk around and say, "Hey, your product is not, or sorry, my product is not on your menu.
Mhm.
I would like to know why.
Yeah, and that's more so
I would
comes.
like to know what I can do to make sure it gets there."
I don't want to say like grassroots
That comes from going to
places.
places and talking to them, scheduling meetings, asking if the manager's around, telling them actually
Well,
why.
that's for the people that can
Giving
do
them
for the
samples.
people that can do that, because you also have your peers or your co-workers where it's just like, oh, that's your territory. That's your account. You know, you can't just
No,
go.
I don't.
Oh well,
That's not my job.
Well, you can't just walk into any old place and be like, hey, I noticed that, you know, blah blah blah. No, because it's
Okay, I
someone
understand how
it's
sales works.
someone
I understand how
else's.
sales works.
Yeah,
But the whole world isn't somebody else's territory.
yeah, but you that's the whole thing, like, because someone that you work with. So that's like that's like you and I are doing a shift together, and it's not a pooled house. You know, you have your area. You're at the front of the bar, you know, and I'm at the back of the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not pulling tips or anything like that. So everything that you get, that's what you're responsible for. That's you.
Okay.
And then I come over to one of your people and sit there and say, "Oh, he was taking care of you.
No, I understand.
All right,
You
it's
don't have
fine.
to-
No,
you-
no, no. I'm gonna take care of you now.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like even though this is his world, I'm gonna overstep it and I'm gonna try to take it. It's like, no, that's not how it works
No, I
within
get
that.
You don't have to explain the importance of territories. I get that. I'm talking about the fact that no matter what you're saying right now,
Mm-hmm.
I do hear you, and I'm not denying the truth in it. I'm just saying that despite that, there are definitely people whose job it is to obtain new accounts.
Oh yeah. When you get to that Level.
That you said before.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that for those people, that's what I was speaking for.
Okay. Okay.
For
All
the
right.
For the people whose job it is to just take over accounts
Mm-hmm.
and maintain them,
Mm-hmm.
just don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
That's literally it. Just don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
I don't think I can give them any better advice.
Well, yeah. I mean, because that's them. I mean, that's I guess
Their job is to
one.
maintain. Their job is literally to not lose what they already have. So that's it. Do that. Do that to the best of your ability.
Yeah. So what about the people who are just coming in? You know, like who don't have that luxury, who get all of the
Alright, so you said the people
the
who are
groundwork.
you said the people who are just coming in. You said it like it's assumed that the people who are just coming in are like, what are they? What is their role? What is it that they have to fill? Because honestly, if you're just coming in, do what the fuck your boss tells you to do, and that's how you do better. That's how you'll grow. But
So you're all right. So
when
you're
you say the people who just come in, I don't know what you mean.
I guess entry level sales reps.
Entry level sales reps. How do we know that entry level sales reps' jobs aren't just to fucking obtain new accounts?
Well, I
How do
mean,
we
because
know that?
every
that?
I mean, every place, obviously, like you said, every place is different. Like when you're
Exactly.
running your business, this is how I want to do it, blah blah blah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And if they come to you and they're like, all right, if you're joining,
Why would I give a fucking big established account that's been around for years to a new person? That don't even make sense.
exactly. So you're, but
Why-
it sounds like,
why
but it
wouldn't
sounds
I
like you're
instead-
sitting there,
Why wouldn't I instead
have them prove themselves.
leave it on the new person to go out and cultivate their own connections that
That's-
they can build and
Mhm.
maintain themselves, rather than handing over somebody who's really valuable and important to me to somebody that I don't even know.
Okay. All right. So So you get a list of all, not
I get it,
you,
but why would
not
I
you.
do it? I get it, but why would a company run like that? That's stupid.
Well, I mean, because that's how they
Yeah, but
run.
But why would they do that? That's stupid.
That's how they run it.
Listen,
It's like these are all the people, these are all the accounts
Let's
that
say- let's say-
that
let's say-
purchased our product.
let's say you had a meeting set with your oldest friend. Let's say you had a meeting with your oldest friend set for Tuesday afternoon at 12 o'clock. Meeting set for your oldest friend. Who you gonna send? Nobody, nigga. You gonna go yourself.
I hear you. I understand what you're saying, and I'm saying when you're entry level, there's a list that gets sent from the PLBC to
CB.
yeah PLCB yeah to the regional district manager.
The RDM.
That's who I guess you report to, right? Now, they sit there and like, all right, so these are all the places that have our products. The ones that you're representing are in here. So go to this account and work your magic. You know? Then you walk in there and you're like, oh shit, I'm representing a liqueur. This is a vodka bar, I guess, whatever, you know, or a beer place, you know, whatever, you know. But just because they have your product on their shelf, it's just like, all right, well, turn it into something, you know. And you walk in there and you're just like, oh shit, all right, this is where you have to get creative. Like it still is self-motivated, I guess, or just knowing your product, like you said. Yeah, it's like, oh snap, how can I turn this beer crowd into some crowd that would drink whatever, you know, so they can order more, whatever. I don't like. I'm confused now.
Why?
Because you're sitting there, because where you're coming from is an angle of just like, well, you know, like, no, I'm going into anywhere and turning it into whatever, you know, like I have the luxury of doing that.
I said you have the knowledge and the fucking wisdom and humility to understand that when you walk into a place there's no room for you. But you also have the knowledge and the wisdom to understand that when you walk into another place there's plenty of opportunities for you. That's all I said. I wasn't saying turn these people into those people. I didn't say that.
Okay, so that's what
I'm saying recognize.
I heard that. So,
yeah,
but
you a rope, like you just want to be a cowboy. I don't know. So
can I be an Indian?
No, because I gave you a rope.
No, man, I can turn that rope into it. No, I can make the arrow.
Out of rope.
Yeah, sit there and just string, boom.
So
create my own bow.
All right, what I was basically saying was that as a rep, whether your job is to maintain, or whether your job is to obtain new accounts, you have the opportunity to, if you're knowledgeable enough, like I said, this really comes down to you knowing the place that you're at and like almost being a regular for at least a couple weeks. Knowing what they sell a lot of, knowing what people ask for a lot, and then being able to negotiate that to make it better for the owner. That's it. That's all you need to do. If they using fucking doers, but you got a sale going on Red Label, ain't nobody gonna sit there and argue you down on the fucking flavor profile. They'll just say, damn, I make more if I use Red Label instead. Fuck it, we use a Red Label. That's what's gonna happen. I promise.
All right, so overall, so throughout this time, the pandemic right now, if you were a sales rep with the mentality that you're saying right now, what would you be doing?
Who am I a sales rep for? What products am I representing?
You tell me. You have the luxury of choosing.
Do I know?
Yeah, right now you do.
All right, well, let's just say I work for Diageo and everything is in my catalog. All right, if everything is in my catalog, then I go into a place and I basically figure out what they're doing, like how they're trying to, because right now, everybody's trying to bolster sales. Everybody's trying to, let me see that torch thingy. Everybody is looking at how to restore the business as it was before. So they're trying to kind of get rid of the complacency, not the complacency, but the word, sorry, I'm forgetting words today. There's a word when you don't want to do something. Yeah, they're trying to get rid of that. They're trying to get rid of people not wanting to go to restaurants for either health reasons or political reasons or whatever. So they're trying to incentivize people to keep on wanting to come to restaurants and eating and dining with groups of people. So I would go out and see what motherfuckers is doing, because I'm not claiming to know everything, right? I would go out and see what people are doing. I would see what the trends are. And then I would try to find my place in the trend and capitalize off of the trend. I'm pretty sure if in my catalog, if I had an array of liqueurs, an array of liquors, and even like a couple of different like high-end scotches and like whiskeys and cognacs and shit like that, I'm pretty sure with that type of arsenal, I could walk into any place and help them save some damn money. Somewhere I can help them save some money if they're willing to communicate with me. And if they're not willing to communicate with me, then why am I talking to them? I'm going to talk to somebody who is willing to communicate with me. Because I do have things to offer and I recognize my value.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, how would I approach it? I would walk around for about 2 or 3 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and I would figure out what people are doing, where the trends are, and then after that I would identify where I would fit in it. Maybe a product that I could either, one, push the shit out of to try to move some trends to one direction or another, or two, just literally pick a couple of places where it's like, yo, I see you working and my job is to help you, so let me help you. And then just kind of expect that to come back around to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you. So build or maintain a relationships by helping
Mm-hmm.
establishments get back on their feet.
Mm-hmm.
It's a win-win.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's like, yo,
I'm
where
rolling.
do you find customers, man?
I'm rolling.
We out here.
I'm rolling with you. I'm rolling with you.
Ideas and liquor.
Like, I don't know everything
Life is so much easier if you approach things
at all. You know,
Exactly.
even I'm wrapping this up because I mean, it's nothing more that I can add because I don't know. You know, like sales. Like once you do sales in one area, you can just do it everywhere because you already described that on just knowing. You know, the procedure of sales is it's universal in every business. You know.
Okay, let me add something though, since you ain't got nothing to say. So I've met some really amazing reps because I was fortunate to be under a pretty damn good program where people met amazing reps and then people had amazing reps
Mm-hmm.
and then met amazing reps. And the amazing reps were humble enough to say, what do you expect from a rep? And they were able to say, yo, I had some awesome reps in the past. Let me tell you what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And so those things that they were doing were, like I said, like we mentioned before, come through, talk to the customers. We don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
They don't mind. Let your face be known. Put a face to the product. Let the product be. Tell people about the product. Tell them why it's more special. Tell them why your tequila is better than Patron. You know what I mean? Tell them why your whiskey is better than Bullet. Tell them why your not mass-produced shit is more significant and spectacular and individualistic and special than the shit that everybody else is buying, Jack Daniels, whatever. Tell them the history behind it. This is stuff that sells products. That's one thing. Another thing you could do is tastings, where you go through and you actually educate bartenders on your product so that they have more emphasis to be able to make on the product and more points to use to sell it. And not only that, top of mind equals tip of tongue. So if you tell them some information that sticks to the top of their mind, they'll use that as a selling point immediately because they want to sound knowledgeable about something. So if you give them knowledge about your product, then they'll immediately sell your product just so they can look smart. So that's another thing you could do. Do tastings and inform people about your product. Another thing that you could do is you could literally go to a place and say, hey, taste this. Literally, pre-batch a cocktail and say, hey, taste this. Yeah, we were thinking about running this promotion. We're willing to give you all of these ingredients at this price, and you reap whatever else you make on it. You could price it however you want to price it. You can literally come up with things for people to put on their menus. All you got to do is try. There's so many options out here.
Yeah, that's pretty fly. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Word. Not to mention all of the different contests
Just
and swag.
yeah, man. So, cause those are things you can offer. That's all I had, man. That was pretty good. Honestly, like,
I liked it, man.
yeah. I mean, because like you brought it up a couple episodes ago about the sales rep, and that kind of just made me start thinking, like, what can we do for the sales reps on this right now? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so fucking wrapped it up.
Word. Well, if y'all niggas ain't doing what we just, if y'all ain't doing what we just said, y'all ain't trying.
Oh, man. Cause I'm not going down the rabbit hole with this one. Cause it's so much that I just want to say. But then I guess that'll come at a later episode.
Okay.
Just because this was a good, at least gateway conversation into everything that I would want to like jump into that's more not fact based, but just opinionated.
Speculation.
Yeah, where it's just like, or what I think, well, whatever, you know.
No, we talking, my G. Fuck the camera. We talking.
No, yeah, of course. No. I'm always just there with it. But because it's such a because it's a lot of politics behind it with sales reps here in the controlled state. You know, it's of course it's not the same. You don't get the same a treatment because we're tier 2, which is better than tier 3, but it's not tier 1 where that gets all of the attention. You know, they get endless amount of money so they can sit there and go out and do their jobs with the proper resources, as opposed to tier 2, which get really limited. So you have to get really crafty,
and that's why I said you have to figure out what your commodity is. Like, what is it that you have to offer that's limited? And in this state, you can't get every bottle. You know?
Yeah, exclusivity comes. Yeah, but because then it still goes down to like, all right, well, you know, that's not my account. That's Steel's account, so I can't go there because that would be amazing. What I have right now would be amazing, and I can't just give it to Theo. You know, I can't give it to you so you can work it because that's not your task. That's not on your regimen. You know, because you have your own task that you have to accomplish, and I was assigned this with what I have here. What you guys give me.
There have been times that people have ordered liquor from me that I have run out of. And I have run over to your bar. Whether you were there or not, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I've run over to your bar and said, yo, y'all got Whistle Pig 10 in here, don't y'all? And niggas was like, yeah, we do actually. I need it. I'll bring it back. I need it. I'll send something to your manager. I'll get my manager to talk to your manager. We'll figure out the numbers later. But I have a customer who needs this liquor.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, that's just a mentality as a bartender. Now, if you take that mentality and you put that as a rep, if someone has some shit that you need, or if someone has some shit that somebody you know needs, then you can use your connections to try to procure such things. Now, I'm not saying that it's always going to work, but what I am saying is that for you to call back your client or your account and say, yo, man, I'm sorry, I tried my best, man. They couldn't come up off them. They only had 3 bottles.
Mm-hmm.
That nigga's going to go to sleep that night still appreciating who you are.
Mm-hmm.
As disappointed as he might be from not getting what he was trying to get, he's still going to be happy he has an amazing rep who's going out of their way for him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying that this opportunity, this state and the exclusivity that is in this state, it gives you the opportunity to flex that shit and use it to, like I said, it's another commodity. It's just another commodity that people need, that people are willing to pay for, and that people will respect you for. So that's it. If niggas can't get this certain thing, then you can figure out how you can do it. And if you can't, then you can at least tell them you really would try for them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably more than the next nigga who was just going to tell them, yo, it's no chance, I ain't even going to lie to you. They'll say, yo, it's no chance, I ain't even going to lie to you. But you'll say, yo, I'm going to talk to everybody I know. I'm going to see what I can do to you. I'm going to see what I can do for you. I'm going to call you back this evening, all right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know it's not much. But when we talking about sales, it really is that personal touch that takes it that much further. If you could sit down and have coffee with somebody from one of your accounts, nigga, that's way further than all this other bullshit that everybody else is working for and valuing.
Yeah. See, the way that you say everything, it sounds oh so simple. Mm-hmm. It sounds oh so simple, but like
a lot of important details,
like
a lot of like logistical fucking.
Yeah, I know. So
it's true. It is true, but that's because I can't fucking sit here and tell them exactly. I can't tell them.
You can't give them the blueprint.
So I can't sit here and say, yo, so for these tastings, right? All you need to do is talk to the bev manager and try to negotiate all the staff, at least the staff who's interested, to come in maybe an hour earlier.
That's hard.
1 hour earlier.
That's hard.
Yeah,
and even getting that
is hard.
Even getting.
They didn't even know to even think of it that way. They didn't even know. Damn, how the fuck I'm gonna get a motherfucker to take? Should I do it on the shift? Should I do it on the clock? What the fuck? No. Before the shift, before the night shift starts, have them come in an hour early and tell them that there's going to be a tasting for this whiskey, and they'll get a chance to taste it as well. They're gonna like the little pick-me-up. They usually start with espresso. Now they'll start with espresso and a little whiskey. They'll love it. They won't be drunk, but they will be knowledgeable. That's important. That's just one way to approach it. Like I said, I can't get these niggas the whole blueprint.
It's like even trying to sit there and see the whole thing
These
or
people
another
report- these
or
people
another
coordinate. They organize.
or
They know the
another.
challenges of these things.
Nah, well, yeah, but it's like, all right, so it's definitely more challenging to get in touch with management to coordinate any of this stuff because the way that managers operate is I got so much to do. Last thing on my mind is sitting here talking to another fucking sales rep.
That's
you
why
know?
you need to go out of your way to not be another fucking sales rep.
Yeah.
You need to go out of your way to actually be a valuable connection who has something to offer to these people. And then when you call, they might answer. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, man, that's real shit, man. I like you, yo.
I love you.
All right. Look. But, oh, man, like, no, because, I mean, like, I know exactly what you're saying. And trust me, like, oh, man.
I know
Like,
I make it sound so simple. I apologize.
I've been through, like, I've done a lot of different shit within this industry. And even in my naive state back then, it's like, wait, like, it's easier now to be able to, like, because now I have a lot more experience,
and shit.
you know, rather than just like, you know, oh shit, that sounds cool. Let me try that. Just jumping in. And then when you start actually, like, not being a part of that world, but seeing, like, or not seeing sales reps, it's just like, yo, this doesn't make any sense, you know, or seeing them once in a while. It's just like, wait, I know what you guys are supposed to be doing, you know? Wait, what? You know, like, wait, am I crazy? You know, it's like, or how many accounts do you have? Wait, because you have, like, you have staff training, like, you have quotas on everything that you're saying. Everything you're saying is the things that you're supposed to be doing, you know? Like, so it's.
I would expect nothing less from a good sales rep.
So, I mean, but these are things that's required. Like, there's a minimum of at least 2 staff trainings, you know?
Yes.
There's a minimum of how many events you can throw per account. You know, like all of this stuff. You know, it's just
you want to get real
and you
wild,
just don't
you
do
start
it.
doing weekly shits.
Like
if you're really smart about it, you start making Thursday pop. I don't know.
Like yeah, there's a lot of things. So it's just like well,
come up with cool ass names.
So it's just like it's
Themes,
it's confusing.
colors.
It's confusing to me to not understand. I mean, like no,
ice sculpture.
There are some people that's out here like making a great presence,
balling out of control.
You know, like
that's who I learned everything from. Those
Campari,
those people are who I learned everything from.
Peroni. You know,
you see the shirts I wear here? They were all free.
Yeah, so I mean, like it's people.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
It's
W's.
There is some representation here, you know.
Yes.
But it's not the one. It's not enough, you know. And that's reflective on, I guess, the quality of service that's happening within Pennsylvania or Philadelphia, you know, in this market. It's just like, well, you don't care. So I don't care. Like I'm sitting here, like I'm just gonna show up to the bar and it's like, well, this is what the cocktail is. All right, cool. I can upsell it, but why? You know, I don't know anything about it. Oh, you want to sit there and get that? Cool. I can make that adjustment rather than.
I mentioned that earlier, and
I know.
It's so small.
I know.
It's so small. Like if I'm able to tell you, yo, this cask was finished, or sorry, yo, this whiskey was finished for 4 extra years in a rum cask.
Mm-hmm. And this is what it gets. This is what it gives off. You know.
You'll look at that and go, okay. And then when the customer comes in, you'll revel in being able to tell the customer that because you'll feel like it makes you look wise. And I'm not saying that because you're an asshole or because you're stupid or you want to look smart. I'm saying that because human beings normally, it's called social currency. We talked about it in our first fucking episode, second episode that we did together.
Early on.
Second episode is 7, 8, something like that. Social currency. We talked about it. Part of social currency is people want to be cool.
Yeah.
People want to be regarded as cool, smart, cutting edge.
Like, oh, you know your shit.
All of that. Exactly. So if I tell you a piece of information that makes you look smarter, you're going to tell people immediately because you want to look smart.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? So yeah, man, it's that simple. So if the person who comes to work and just sells fucking Bullet every day, all day, just goes for the bullet bottle and literally is getting fucking an ache in their back because all they do is reach for the same bottle every day, that person, the moment that I tell them that this shit was finished for 4 extra years in a rum cask, now they got a new bottle to go grab.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could get
Shit,
bullet.
damn.
You could get bullet, but for extra $2-3, you could try this shit right here.
Because now we stumble across something great.
Great,
which is the psychological aspect. Like, because, you know, I definitely want to go, like, now this is the conversation that I definitely are, like, I was not lit up until right now.
Let's go.
Right now, it's like the psychological aspect. Oh, man, this is so much better. Psychological aspect of being able to, like, I guess, empower someone else with the information that you know, but to sit there and make it cool to them, the social currency. You know, it's just like, oh,
now they out at other bars putting other people on.
Yeah, you know, it's like, yeah, it's just like, man, it's just, yeah, man.
I go hard like with that stag, what I was
because it's like sitting there just grabbing, now I'm grabbing another bar, like, oh, this is a workout, this is fun, like, I'm not grabbing, this isn't boring to me anymore. Now I'm about to fuck up this cocktail so many different times.
Former bosses, if you're watching this, take a note, pay attention to the type of person I am.
Oh, they're watching, they're listening.
You know how
they might not watch the video, but they listening.
You know how many people have come into my bar and asked me questions and have ended up with a flight in front of them without buying a goddamn thing?
That's another thing you're supposed to do too. Get your stuff on flights. Yo, these are all like, these are all the checklist of things that you have to do. You know, you have to get.
I thought it was normal, so you're confirming it to me.
Like no, these are like, cause this, man, when I sit there and talk about like the fucking shit that sales reps have to do. So that's why it makes it a little bit more challenging when you have that hybrid role of brand ambassador, whose whole purpose is to sit there and just create awareness for the brand. It's not focused on the sale or securing the account.
So Crystal was raw. Crystal was mad raw. So here what
Crystal is amazing. She is amazing still.
What Crystal used to do. Here go what Crystal used to do. Crystal used to have
naked grouse.
Crystal used to have one bottle. She would have one bottle. She would have an executive from her company, and she would take them to the most poppinest place that you could find. That obviously is her account. And then they would go and they would enjoy a meal. They would enjoy the whole meal. She would schmooze the whole night. She would walk up to specific people at specific tables because she was damn near a regular. This was work put in. This was previous work put in. She would be able to walk up to specific people at specific tables with her bottle in her hand and say, yo, you ain't taste my product that I'm repping? Oh my God. Hey Theo, and call me. And then say, can you make this person a cocktail with this? And I'd be like, hell yeah.
That's creative.
And then she would take her bottle and offer it to me so that she could tell me, I'm paying for this drink. And I would be like, okay. And not take her bottle and go and pour out the shit that we bought. Right? And then go put it on her tab that the executive at her table is going to grab. Right? So she comes in with her bottle, she leaves with her bottle. She comes in with no friends, she leaves with more friends. You know what I'm saying? So that is just simple. You go out to dinner, you make friends.
Oh my goodness. And that's the, like, boss all the way. Crystal is amazing. She's not even so she's not even in the industry right now.
That's the easiest way to approach it. It do take time and care.
But even still, like, to have that understanding. All right, for you to understand that as a bartender, to sit there and not take her, because that's her only bottle. You know?
I'm not taking that. She need that. That's what she's showing people.
For you to understand that and know that, because, like, that's the difference. That's why she would call, yo, Theo, because you know. Like, other people would sit there and be like, oh, yeah, I'll take it. Take the bottle. And use the stuff that she has to go to, at least 5 other places to present to do. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. It's just like, well, I only got enough to make one more, so I can only buy one. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, well, no, it's already paid for. Like, to have that understanding. But a lot of more than majority of the fucking bartenders don't understand that. So they don't have that relationship. But it's politics, you know? So therefore, she still got to sit there and, like, you know,
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
You say politics. I don't like that term because when you politicking, what you doing? You just talking. It's all.
I mean, you got
It's all
policies. There are policies that go with politics.
You think those are the same thing?
I mean,
It's all talking.
policies. What are policies?
All talk.
All right.
All talk.
All right.
All talk.
Yeah.
All talk. So listen, there was okay. All right. So there was a time in my life where I felt like it was really good to network. There was a time in my life where I really felt like it was time to network. I had a product to present, and I wanted to build an audience. So I thought it was the step for me to network. It was the time to network. And then in networking, when I built connections, I learned that networking is really kind of a misnomer. If you go out and you're trying to network, it kind of means you're trying to build a web. You're trying to build a network, right?
Yeah.
But that's not the hard part, and that is not the important part, and that is not the valuable part.
Yeah.
The hard, important, valuable part is connecting and building with people. Maintaining connections, just calling people on their birthday and holidays is hard enough.
Yeah.
But that is so important. That's 10 times more important than fucking it's more important to have 5 people on your list that you call every month than it is to have 500 people on your list that you only talk to once a year.
Yeah.
Right? Do that math, okay? So basically, it's not about networking. It's about connecting. So I want to take that and relate it back. It's not really about politicking. You know, it's more so about forging relationships. And I told myself that, and nobody told me that shit. Nobody was like, no, it's not this, it's that. No, like in the thick of things, I realized that people who network with people, they got like a surface level, fucking shallow ass relationship, and it's not a real relationship. So with me, it's like, you know what? No, I want a relationship. I want for 10 years from now, me to be able to look you in your face and go, yo, we fucking been killing shit. You know what I mean? And that's so. If I meet a bar owner, or I meet a liquor rep, or I meet a musician who plays live music, or I meet a bartender, or I meet a fucking amazing server that just gave me eggs this morning for breakfast, I want to forge that connection because that person touched me, and I don't think it's going to be very easy to find another person that's going to do what they're doing better than what they're doing. So I want to recognize them for that. I want to reward them for that, and I want to let them know that I want to call on their services in the future because of how great they are at it. And they'll probably appreciate it 9 times out of 10. So yeah, that's important. That's more important than politicking to me.
Well, yeah, no, I agree with you 100%, unless that's part of your policy. Because then, you know, it's just not talking.
No,
it's
you know
action.
what it is? All right, so what it is I care about words and shit, and I usually do a little bit of research into words and like etymology and shit, linguistics. And so policy and politics, I see poly in there. I see poly, but that's all that they have. It's poly. You know what poly means?
More.
Many. Many. It means Greek for many. So when you say politics, policy, many is the only thing that they have in common. They don't have in common kindness, generosity,
nope.
Any of that other shit
I
that
didn't
I was trying to touch on.
I didn't throw anything.
Any of that other shit.
I didn't throw any of that. I just said policy.
So, yeah, that's the only thing they have in common is the poly. Right?
Yeah. I mean, but because it's policies or policy, but you know, within. All right, cool. Never mind.
I'm listening.
Never mind.
Don't give up. I'm listening.
Never mind. I know, because that's the whole point, is the whole conversation, but then that's a whole nother conversation, because off of it's many conversations that would be had off of policy. But yeah, like, I'm with you. I'm definitely with you on the network, you know? Yeah, because I tried that. I think I did. I know I did. And I just...
You've introduced me to some really, really good people.
Wasn't
but
successful.
I know for a fact that you don't talk to none of them niggas no more.
I wasn't successful, but then that's just how
No, that's not true.
That's just how I operate. I don't talk to many people
regularly.
Yeah.
But listen, though, that's not true, because like I just said, you've introduced me to many, many good people. So you can't say you weren't successful, because honestly, I don't know how you gauge success, but if I'm to account for it, I would say, yo, you did a damn good job, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so that's not how... I mean, obviously, that's not how I do it. But, like, no. See, but the whole thing with me is just, like, I have the more enigma that I am, the stronger that the connections are. Because when I do reach out, I reach out to a lot. I know it's weird.
Has that been your angle these years?
Because I disappear. I disappear. Well, at least I believe that I disappear. Like, my way of disappearing right now is like on social. Hold on, man. Hold on, don't judge me. So on social, I'm not responding to any comments.
Oh, I need to turn this up. I need to turn these levels up a little bit.
But yeah, so it's just like, so now it's just like, oh, like, at first people are going to take it like, you know, like, oh, I'm igging them. But then they're going to see that, no, he's not responding to anybody. It's not just me, so it's not personal. So then when I do finally respond to somebody, it's just like, yo, and it's like, no, I ain't forget about you, yo, man. Like, I've been, whatever, you know, like, oh, man, yeah. So it's an enigma. But I still do it like, everybody knows that they can call on me for anything. And I'm going to sit there and at least tell them exactly where I stand on it. It's just like, I'm not going to do that. Or, yeah, man, I'm here to help you. Come on, what's up? What you need? Whatever, you know? Like, so yeah, my network is interesting. It's interesting. Because I feel like I can't ask them for anything, you know? But when they feel they can ask me for something, they do, and I show up. So that's dependability, you know? So no matter what, they're like, yo, I know I can always rely on this guy, you know, or this person, because he's going to do it and he's going to fucking crush at it, you know? Not even just to keep it at, working for brands or anything like that, you know? But just in life, period. They know that I'm always there, and I don't have to talk to them every day, because I don't talk to, so a lot of people I don't talk to every day, you know? Wait, what's up with the body language? Why are you crossing your legs and facing me?
I'm getting tight.
So
enigma, right?
This is the first time.
So
Well, this isn't the first time. Yeah.
An enigma.
Yeah.
What do you think that is?
Mysterious. Overall.
Okay. So we got a podcast going. Somebody recording this?
Yeah.
All right. So what makes you mysterious?
Well, okay. This is the way that I want to answer this. Because it's hard because I'm talking to you. And it's like, well, I mean, like, to you, I can see why you wouldn't think that. But to many, I don't think people actually, I think people always are wondering. I think people are always just wondering just because they can't read me at all. They have no fucking idea what's going on in my mind. And then I feel like I present it, but I don't, I guess. I don't know. But I feel like it's just people. I'm just the man of mystery to many people, which is the masses of people. Until you ask me. And then I'll sit there and I'll be like, oh, I'll tell you. Listen. But outside of that, I think people are just like, yo, I don't know. And they just want to know more. So they're drawing in because I'm a mystery. Not that I'm not present. Not that I'm not like, you can see me living life, you know? It's not like, oh my goodness. It's a rare sighting of Bryant. You know, like I don't view it that way. But I just think like, yeah.
You blacked out walking through the neighborhood at 3:30. Rare sighting of Bryant.
Oh man. Yeah. Not to you because I'm probably with you.
Not that rare.
Because I'm probably with you.
Not that rare.
No, that's pretty rare. And definitely in who I'm with at that time too. It was like, oh, it's not.
I don't know who you think you're talking to.
But because you're usually with me.
Yeah, because you come find my ass.
See, I gotta come find. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, wait, you know, like I came out of the cave and just like, yo.
It was like, yo, I came out at 12:30. I got blacked out by 2. Where we going? Where we going now? All right. So anyway, okay. So this enigma thing, right?
Yeah.
So what makes you think you're mysterious?
I just explained that. At least I think I did. But we're gonna go back to our friend.
All right. So this mystery that you're talking about of yours, I just don't understand how you think you're mysterious when you put out a podcast every week where you talk a bunch and explain how you feel about things. And then also, you have a whole bunch of people who know exactly how you feel about a whole bunch of shit. And most of the people who call
A
you,
person of puzzling or a contradictory character.
oh, you typed in Enigma. Okay.
It did. Oh, this is from This is from
No, that's cool.
Webster.
I ain't mad at that.
So you know.
That sounds like a good definition for polarizing.
So am I not?
Are you not an enigma?
Am I not polarizing?
Are you not polarizing?
Gotta get that in there.
Yeah, you polarizing. Yeah, you polarizing. Cause I met so many people who was just like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with him? And then I've met so many other people who was just like, man, that guy thinks he knows fucking everything. But then, when they see you to your face, they be like, yo, what's up, man?
And I'm like, what? I feel
yeah.
like Drake. I understand you, Drake.
It's kind of polarizing. It's kind of polarizing. Oh man, I don't know, man. I gotta be honest. I can't do anything but be honest. All right, so here's.
I would hope so.
Here's how I feel, right? Here's how I feel. I want to
Like when somebody say, "Yo, I gotta be honest with you," and
That's
tell
how
you
I
about
go.
yourself, it's just like, hold on, before you do that,
3 ounces.
let's make sure that you know.
Yeah. All right. So I've seen you on the scene, and I've known you for years, and I talk to you regularly.
Decades.
Decades. I've never, ever seen you to be a reserved person.
What?
Chill out.
All right, sorry.
Hold on. Never seen you to be a reserved person. I've never known you to be quiet. I've never known you to be shy. I have never, ever seen you meet someone and walk away and the person is confused or curious or anything like that. For the most part, I have always taken you to be the kind of person who just kind of lays it all out there right then and there. That is my perception of you. And I'm not saying that that makes me correct. And I'm not saying that I know you more than anybody else. But what I'm saying is my perception of you kind of dictates you to be more of a vocal leader, more of an assertive character, more of, shit, I'll just go ahead and say,
A visionary.
okay.
All right, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say a troublemaker.
Whistleblower. All right, I'll take that.
Snitch. No, but yeah, I would take you to be more. You kind of upset the apple cart. Usually you see how things are and then you question them. That's usually just how you approach shit. It's just how you do things. Tell me if I'm wrong. Now, with my experience of that being you and who you are, that just doesn't mix with my perception of mysterious or enigmatic.
Mm-hmm.
Because, all right, back in the day, I used to listen to a lot of different music, a lot of different bands, and one thing that I really appreciated about most of the musicians I listened to was the fact that when they album drop, I can get interviews and I can get all the content and I can see them doing all types of shit. But once the album do this original, its initial, charge or whatever, then they disappear again, and then content becomes really, really hard to find. And now I'm looking back years ago for B-sides, and I'm trying to find fucking interviews from when they was too young to even know what interviews was for. And now I'm really, really searching for their content, and I'm really, really anticipating the next piece of content that drops a year from now, because this album just dropped and I ran out so fast. So I really understood and valued the enigma and the mystery, the things that they didn't tell me, the things that I wanted to know, the things that I would do the research for, right? And me personally, I kind of wanted to carry myself in that same way. We watched Naruto when we was young.
We're
I thought I was
enigmas.
Shino.
Oh, you are Shino.
Yeah, I thought I was Shino. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Plugs, sunglasses,
Mhm.
big jacket, dark.
Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Enigma. Mystery. First of all, how the fuck you meet these people? did he talk to him, or do he got a button he press, or enigma, mystery? I always loved that. I dealt with that, and also I can walk away from a person without saying a damn word and not feel bad about it, and not feel like, damn, I need them to understand more. I can do that. I can really do that. But when it comes to my friends and the people I've known for years, I do want to be understood. I do talk. I do communicate.
I do care.
I do care. Yeah, hell yeah. So you know me. You know me real well. I tell you everything. I tell you things that I tell you things I pray about in private. You know what I mean? Because I've known you for fucking years and years and years. So the mystery, the enigma does not apply to you.
I still think you're an enigma.
It also doesn't.
That's why this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's. I mean, well, no, because see, I'm not looking at it.
Tell you everything.
I'm not looking at it from just like our relationship. You know, like I can see, I can see further than the giant. Oh, you didn't know I had that. All right, but look, exactly. You get it, right?
Yeah,
so,
I do.
So like I can see beyond that and outside looking in.
Right.
Because even within our friends, we're enigmas.
Both of us. So why it's just me and you?
So that's why.
So nobody else is here.
But everybody wants to be here.
Yeah, they do, but they can't stand it. They just can't stand it. They can't handle it.
But see, that's why I'm sitting there just like, yeah, I mean, to you, like to you. Yo, to my mom, I'm an enigma, because everything that you sat there and said, she says the opposite. Because she knows, like I do sit there, like as crazy as it sounds, like it may not seem like I don't sit there and like observe. I just sit there and just like blurt things out. No, I will not. I won't say anything until I read, I have to get the feel. I have to get the vibe. So I'm going to sit there and stay quiet, for a while. Unless somebody says some really outlandish shit and it's like, hold on, wait. No, but for the most part, no, I'm chilling. I won't say anything. I'm like, all right, hey. But I do sit there and I speak to everybody. I acknowledge everybody, look people in the eyes. Hey, what's up? I'm Brian. All right, cool, Give some hot takes every now and again. And then it's like, oh, snap, he was a cool dude. First impression, bam, killed it. Or, yo, he's an asshole. First impression.
Yo, my nigga Al used to rock first impressions. You remember
I was
Al?
still, no, I don't remember Al. I don't remember the first, I remember Al, but I don't remember his first impression.
Oh, no. But he used to rock first impressions. Yo, that nigga was the best at
Yo, see, the first impression, I can't even remember of. I can just remember the last impression that we had, and that's because that was the virtual happy hour we all were just on.
That was years.
But I can't, like, outside of that, I don't remember shit about Al.
All right,
I just remember just that. I don't even know when Al came about. Woo.
Right,
But yeah, so my mom would say the complete opposite. And it's like, oh, snap, you get that? And that made me smile because it's like, oh, snap, you see me for who? You see me. Like you spend the most time with. You spend a good bit of time.
I've listened to you. I've listened to you. I've let you talk for a long time and a lot of stuff.
And we worked through a lot. Yeah. And that's why I appreciate you. And that's what made me, that's what made me sit there like, oh, snap, you know what? I can't be mad at that guy.
There was a time when I was dealing with my worldviews changing rapidly. As you know how I am. I was dealing with my worldviews changing rapidly, and everything you said, I disagreed with.
Mm-hmm.
Every single thing you said, I disagreed with. But I love you. Like, at the bottom of my heart. So I was like, go ahead, keep talking that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
It might start making sense after a little while.
I remember you said that to me. You said that to me.
And I listened, bro.
You said that to me.
Listened. And then after a while, I was like, okay, I fucking get it now. I see where I'm wrong, and I see where you're right. And I see where you're wrong, and I think I see where I'm right. And then we talked. And we figured it out. We listened, we talked. And there we are now. We ain't the same person.
No.
But I definitely know where you're coming from.
But we can always agree to disagree, and it doesn't hurt anything.
Nobody sweating shit.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah. So like now you sit there. To me, it makes sense. Like I can crush it as a sales rep, But before, when I was in that position, fuck no, because all I thought was the brand. It was promoted or advertised as brand ambassador, which is completely different than a sales rep,
Yeah,
because I have the knowledge.
When you think you're a brand ambassador, you don't think you got work to do.
No, it's a lot of work you have to do. But that's for a different episode. But like as far as like when sales come in, it's like, wait, all right, yeah, working at the airport, so I know, I can sell. But what works for me with selling is to sit there and be ignorant. Sit there and like completely ignore you. It's just like, oh, I got what you want, but I'm not giving it to you. That's not kind of the sales rep you. That's not the sales rep you want.
Whoa,
At entry level, that's not the sales rep you want.
Chill,
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm getting passionate now. I'm getting passionate now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what you want.
But you are. I disagree with you politely. I worked at a place where I sold things. I sold many, many things. I was the best person to sell them things at this place that I worked, and that is because I paid attention and I listened. Now, there are people who can come in and they just want to spend time. And those are the people who are willing to spend the most money because they want to be intrigued. But there are other people who come in and they know what they need. And those are the people, just give them what they need. Because if you just help them with what they need, they're going to come back next time they need something. Right? But the people who just want to come in and burn some time, they want a whole experience. They want a whole story. You know what I mean? They want to be sold a dream. So anyway, with that said, person can come in and I can sell them something worth $300 or $400 when they only really came in expecting to spend $15. But I gave them the whole thing. I gave them the whole journey, the whole story, the whole dream, to the point where they're not even anticipating how good the product works for them. They're anticipating coming back and telling me about how good the product worked for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's that aspect of it. But then there's the other aspect, which you just mentioned, that technique. And I love that technique. That technique works so well for me.
Yeah.
And that technique is when I'm ringing them up and they got what they wanted, and then they look at something else, or I pick something else up, and I go and I grab something and I go, oh no. And then I continue to ring them up and they look at me and go, what was that? Oh, that? Nah, you don't want to know about that. And I continue to ring them up and they know, no, tell me about that. You sure? Yeah, tell me about that. All right. And then you tell them about that thing.
Yeah, like, I want that.
That they had no interest in. Yes, sir. And that's the same technique with what you were saying, which is, I just tell them, man, listen, I don't give a fuck about you. I don't need you. I don't want you. I'm over here doing my thing. If you want to be a part of it, I got space for you, but I ain't tripping.
Yeah.
And that is a good technique. And it works. But it doesn't work for everybody. It doesn't work for everybody. And it is only one technique. There are very many techniques, but that's one.
Yeah. And that's
proven one.
Yeah. But I know that's what works for me.
Yeah.
But as entry level,
that's why I want
representing this is just like, wait. And this was right before they were getting acquired by Bacardi. So things just were getting a little bit different, You
like a pimp. You like to break the bitch first. That's what you do. You like to break the bitch first.
See, now we're getting back to...
No. Here's what you do.
Because that's not what I do at all.
No, here's what you do.
You can't... How you going to tell me that's not what I do?
Here's what you do.
I just don't agree. Because I don't agree. I do not agree with...
You grab... You get her. You get her. Right? And then you show her the least bit of affection. And as soon as she returns that affection, you stomp on that shit. Right? Wait. Just listen. You stomp on that shit, right? And then she's confused.
I do not agree with this.
She don't know why you stomped on it. She's confused. And she hurt. So she leans in to try to understand more. And understand what she possibly could have made a mistake in. And while she's doing that, you tell her, all right, listen, this is what the fuck you need to do.
Whoa.
You need to go out and you need to go get me some more girls. That's the only way I'm going to be fucking satisfied. And then she cries. Because she doesn't understand. And she's hurt. So you know what she does?
No.
She waits. She thinks. She considers every option. But then when it gets desperate and she can't go without your love anymore, she goes and she finds you another girl.
That's crazy. That reminds me of that song by Earth, Wind & Fire, Olivia.
That's a sad song.
Yo, man, I know.
That's a real sad song.
Yeah, so So I don't think,
That's still not just... Earth, Wind & Fire either. That's the Whispers.
The Whispers, exactly. Yeah. Man, whoo.
Sad song.
Don't take my card. I'm sorry, guys. you know, cream. Yeah.
I got that from Pimps Up, Hoes Down. Shout out to Ice-T.
Yeah, I didn't hear that song.
It's not a song. It's a documentary.
Whoa! See, exactly. See how far removed I am? So I could not have thought of that.
It came out like 94. I was 8. I should have been watching it.
Man, I didn't learn about it until today. I was this years old when I learned about it.
Yeah, but check this out. You know me as a person, and I've known that my whole life, and I ain't that guy. So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I never knew that. I'm not.
Yeah, so
I'm
anyway,
not
with
guy.
the enigma, there's the mistreatment. It's kind of the same thing as when you start in a cult. You have to rule with fear and affection. And the only thing that's going to bring them back is the affection. The reason that she misses you so much is because you gave her that affection. You showed her how much you could love her, but then you took it away and made her addicted and made her want to seek for it again and fight for it again. So yeah, as a sales technique, yeah, that shit definitely works. That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
It didn't work. It definitely didn't work.
Well, that's because you were skimpy on the affection.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, $200.
Couldn't take care of niggas too much. I had a budget.
$200. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, I could go down. Like, my accounts. I picked the winning accounts because you know you got the pick. You know, I had what is it? The Trestle in. That's automatically, you know, boom. Brick and mortar. The Pyramid Club.
Rich.
And I had a golf. I had some golf course as another one, you know, country club.
Okay.
You know, I'm just like, this is, you know, this should be, you know, easy pickings, you know.
Nope.
Nah, that was
first thing you should have did.
artist.
First thing you should have did as soon as they gave you those accounts is you should have been like, yo, who did these belong to before? And then find that nigga.
See, wait, what happened to the who? Oh, I think it was Al Sotak. I believe it was Al Sotak.
All you gotta do is figure out what the fuck you need to do.
I believe it was Al Sotak.
All you had to do was holler at Al and be like, yo.
I think he was the only whiskey guardian. He might have not had those accounts though.
Like I said, just figure out who had those accounts, figure out what they was doing, and either maintain or improve, one or the other. You know, that's literally
because brick and mortar was new, so they didn't have anybody. But yeah, so yeah, man, like.
Because the thing is, their expectations is only going to be as high as they've been sold so far. So you know what I mean? Like figure out the levels of which somebody is transversed.
I was definitely a different person back then too. So you know, like what I know now, you know, that's what everybody says. You know, what I know now, if I knew back then, you know.
You want to hear a funny ass thing I heard about that? It's a great quote. When you're young, you have youth, you have vibrance, you have muscles, you have vigor. You have life, but you're fucking stupid. And then you get old and you develop wisdom. But as you develop that wisdom, you lose all of that youth and life and vigor and springiness. So if you can just find a place in your life where that wisdom converges with that goddamn vigor, boy, you be Alexander the Great.
You be crushing it. I mean, well, yeah. I don't know. Don't want to get into that. But yeah, all right. So
he good. He died at 28.
Yeah.
I'd rather be better. I'm 33, so I already beat that nigga.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I'm 32 and a half. No, and 3/4, baby. 32 and 3/4.
I thought only 7-year-olds count at half years.
Hey, man, you know, polarizing, baby.
Do you have fun at the beach, dog? I'm sorry about that. I'm still not used to this whole thing. But you getting me there. I'm about to be like, yo, let's go to Ashton.
Yo, man. So listen, right?
Yo, so my nigga Frank. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted. I didn't mean to.
Well, no, because I was just gonna definitely go off on a whole another thing. I was gonna just like, cause you asked something.
Just gonna slide that to the side. All right, so before we do that, my nigga James from Ashton just started an infusion the other day. This nigga hit me up on a Tuesday.
Oh no!
Listen, I ain't got nothing. I just want to tell a story.
All right, so for those of you who don't know about infusion, oh man, with James. All right, so infusion kind of went viral. It didn't even kind of go viral. It went viral because of the owner. The owner sat there and pretty much threatened the black guy with a gun, and during like dire times.
You know James?
I know Jamie. Oh, I know. Yeah. I know.
You know
I know.
James?
Yeah, I know James.
You know James got a like infidel, kill infidels tattoo and all of that shit. James is a really, really like specific kind of political individual.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say nothing else. I'm gonna just say specific kind of political individual, right? But I got real love in my heart for James, and that's because I hated him. When we worked together, I hated him.
Yeah.
Because he never worked. He only talked.
Yeah. I know.
So anyway, I really love James now. Once he left my job, helped me get a Coke a bunch of times, gave me mad free drinks at his job, I gave him mad free drinks at my job. We connected on different levels, hanging out and shit like that. Now I love James. Anyway, James works at Infusion, right? The nigga hit me up on Tuesday and was like, yo, you still alive? Because the last time I seen him was New Year's Day, and I needed him to get some Coke for me, and I was in bad shape, and he was in bad shape too. We was at McGlinchey's, day drinking.
That's always the best though, but that's always the
we
best.
was in bad shape though. So anyway, that was the last time I seen him.
Yeah.
So he hit me up and was like, yo, you still alive? And I'm like, man, either this guy cares or he just realized all this racial shit going down and he want to hit up this black homie. Let's see what happens. So, anyways, I was like, yeah, bro, I'm great. I haven't fucking gotten like fucked up in like at least 3 months. I'm doing really good with myself. Good to hear from you, man. How you doing? Because he had struggles too in the past, right?
Yeah.
This boy was like, LOL, I work at Infusion. They got smoking. I was like, laughing my ass off. What days? Right? Because he's a degenerate, and he expects me to be a degenerate as well. But I'm not a degenerate anymore. I'm very happy to say that.
Yo, man, I appreciate that. No. We're giving each other a hug right now. Because this is love.
Yeah, he turned on my high five handshake for a hug.
Well, no, because
it was awkward. So now it's a hug. So
you guys saw it, so yeah.
So anyway,
doesn't matter.
Yeah, so I was just
Do you want some more?
Yeah, that. Please.
I mean, you know.
Please and thank you. No, I thought about it and I was like, you know what? But keep it chill.
I'm like, yo, you know the difference?
Who, me? Yes, I absolutely did.
Well, no, all right.
There's a proof difference too.
Well, I mean, no, not even that. No. Like, all right, we're going to continue.
So yeah, man, I was just like, I was surprised, but I was also happy to hear from him. But I was also cracking up because my same demons that I'm conquering is the same demons he was trying to use to get me to go to his bar. So that's cool. I'm gonna probably go to his bar and show him some love.
Yeah.
Probably.
Whew. All right, cool. All right, so to get back. So Infusions is owned by a guy named Jamie. He was on World News for.
I remember.
Yeah, but I mean you remember, but like the people may not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
For threatening to shoot and kill a black guy in Old City on 2nd and Market here in Philadelphia. Someone filmed it and words got thrown around, but the person who Jamie said he was protecting said that wasn't the case at all. So she was on the side of the black guy. So Jamie.
So basically, he's trying to say, without saying, that Jamie's a piece of shit. And if Jamie is a piece of shit, then fuck you, Jamie. However, if we're mistaken in reporting any of this information, then please forgive us.
No, this is accurate.
All right. So then Jamie's a piece of shit.
This is accurate.
Jamie, and that's cool. Because see, here go my whole thing about life, right? These niggas can't take shit from me. Not one of these niggas can take shit from me. I was telling E on my last shit, this shit fake, bro.
Yeah. This is real.
No, me and you.
This is real conversation.
Me and you sitting here.
Yeah.
The things that the camera captures, that's real.
Yeah.
The audience,
how they take it,
that's fake.
Okay.
If they want to react on Twitter, or if they want to react on Facebook, or if they want to react in the comments on YouTube, or if they want to get niggas to sign petitions, or if they want to get all hype about shit, all that's fake. None of that's gonna stop my money.
I don't care about any of that.
Hungry. No, I know, but I'm saying that to say that I don't mind to say fuck you, Jamie. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna slow myself down in saying that because, see, it's funny. People. I explained this to my young boys earlier. People are people. Nobody's perfect. Very many of us are really shitty. Most of us, honestly, are just shitty. And some of us are really cool, but none of us are perfect. Even the really cool ones of us still got a lot of shit wrong with us. So with that said, I have no problem, and I don't even have no hesitation saying, fuck you, Jamie, you're a shitty person. Because the news captured you, and the public captured you doing some shitty shit. And if that's the type of shit that you stand on, then you're a shitty person. Very simple. Very simple. On top of that, you can't stop my money. You can't hurt me. You can't take nothing away from me. Even if you shot me, you couldn't hurt me. I'm a real man. So with that said, yeah, I'm gonna go to Infusion. I'm gonna fucking show my man James some love. Fuck Jamie. He ain't shit.
See, and that's the problem, and that's why.
And I'm gonna talk to James about Jamie, and I can't wait now.
That's why I have a problem, like, cause I would love to sit there and like show James some love, but I can't do that without
patronize the place.
Yeah, without supporting, listen, so that's
here's what
rough.
I can do. Here's what I can do.
Venmo.
No.
Just forward and I'll Venmo it to you.
This is giving me a different type of wound in my mouth that I'm used to. That's different. That's funny. Anyways, so Jamie, I don't know him, but I'm perfectly willing to take his products for free. And James, I know him, and he's probably perfectly willing to give me Jamie's products for free. Right?
Yeah.
And forgive me, James, I don't want to slander you or fuck up your reputation. I have owed James many times, and James has owed me many times. And I'm not talking about money. I'm not talking about anything serious. I'm just talking about just gratitude. You know what I'm saying? Just gratitude. Like, yo, man, I'm buying your drinks tonight. Just chill out, bro. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. I got mad at space on my comp tab, and you showed up at the last minute. Same thing. I go to his space, do the same thing. So when I go to Infusion, pretty confident every dollar I put up going to James, dog.
Cool. That's all that matters.
Pretty confident.
That's all that matters.
He's gonna use his comp tab, and I'm gonna tip him.
That's
like crazy.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that. All right. Within highlighting people.
Are we highlighting people?
Yeah, man. We've been going for a long time. So you know, like.
I ain't had weed, so you know.
I know.
I'm in a different place right now, bro.
Yo, man, like I'm not.
So let me highlight my man. Oh yeah, sobering up. No, it's fine. Let me highlight my man James. James, I always thought you were a shit person because of your work ethic, and I always thought that you took opportunities to politic your way into places that you didn't deserve to be. And I hated that about you. And then I got to know you, and I realized that you just don't know how to work, but you're really good at talking. So that's just all you have to survive on. And I appreciate that, because guess what? I'm good at talking too. So man, highlight James, man. James is the type of person that no matter who you are, he's gonna show you some attention. And if you show to not be the type of person that he wants you to be, he's gonna fucking ignore you, and he's not gonna regret it at all. So shout out to James for being real, and shout out to James for when he got a new job at a new place. Who knows how close I am to this guy, right? Who knows how good of friends we are, how long we've known each other, or what our bond is based on. Fuck all that shit. The fact of the matter that y'all need to take out of this from the outside looking in this nigga got a new job and hit me up, who he ain't talked to in a couple months, to let me know that he works in a new place. That is what every bartender should do. Every bartender should be willing to promote to all of their old connections to let them know where they can be found now, today.
Shit.
Highlight the
I never tried to do that shit. I was like, no, don't come where I work. I can't show you love.
I do that to you all the time.
I can't. Yeah, I know. And
I'll be like, yo, you off? You be like, no, I'm working. I'll be like, well, come in and get a shot beforehand. I don't know. Fucking come through. It's empty. I need to give this shit away.
I'm just like, never step foot in where I work, because then I would have to sit there and just pay for it.
Walk into my bar and I would be standing there like this. Yo, good to see you.
Yo.
Literally. He would walk into my bar and I'd be like that.
This dude would walk into my bar and I would be like, yo, this is for somebody else. People are watching. People don't like this exchange that you just walked in.
Yeah, and we work for the same owners, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, just different management.
Fuck Brit.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I have to do a highlight too now.
Mhm.
I mean, just to bank off of like
I don't know how to do this shit. I'm not good at this.
what you were saying, and you puff, 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 puff. I like to like twirl it to make sure that it's even, that it's evenly distributed. But you got it too. All right, but yeah. So I like to give my my highlight to Crystal Watson. She used to represent
Grouse.
Yep, Naked Grouse. No, it's Naked. It's not. Because I think of the famous grouse. I know. Yeah. Naked grouse.
Hey, yo, Crystal, you named a cocktail the Naked Theo, remember?
Yo, so like when we first met, they were trying to get me to come back to the USBG. You were at the meeting. We were in Jose Garza's place, and then they were asking on how they can do further outreach. And then everybody sat there and said like bike rides and going on hiking trips and all of this old fuckery. And I
Let's
looked
go out and get a drink.
and I said, wait, how about we go to neighborhood bars? How about we go to the hood bars and, you know, like really touch neighborhoods? And then it got quiet. And then you looked up and you start clapping and you said, we need to know one another. That's literally how we met. On some like, fuck that. Fuck what you guys talk about. Nobody's, I'm sick of doing bike rides with you guys. Oh, we're over here.
Look, Crystal, we're friends. We know each other.
We said that though. We thought she knows. Oh, but now she gets to see. All right,
now she gets to see us together, interacting and shit.
Yeah. It's just like it's
Yo,
what
episode is this? I'm straight up gonna send this to her. 'Cause I'm following her on Instagram.
This is episode, I don't know, 20 something.
You follow her on Instagram, right?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, Instagram. As soon as it drops.
Episode.
Oh man. All right, because I've been thinking about. All right, man, stop messing up the highlight, man. Like, all right, so like, yo, because we're highlighting Crystal, man. Like, wait, you're okay?
I'm good now.
I didn't know if that was. Wait, was that? Oh my goodness, I missed out because I'm sitting there trying to highlight Crystal. Like he keeps interrupting. This is Theo interrupting your highlight. Yo, I'm giving you all of the flowers, the roses. Theo almost died, and I'm sitting here still just trying to give you a highlight. I was like, yo, whatever. But yeah, she's amazing. Like the weight, like what she did, and then they moved her on to Brugal 1888, which is Dominican. And then like, oh my goodness, like she was.
We could bring her around here.
Yeah, like Crystal. What? Yeah, Crystal is for it. I love you. I know you're doing well, but I know you missed everything that you've built, and like people know Naked Grouse, at least here.
Check this out though. People know you just as well as they know that brand.
Yeah, you outshine the brand.
No, let's not say that.
All right. Okay. That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
All right. Well, I don't want to say that because
Yeah, I know.
I will say that you are what helped that brand get to where it was.
Word.
To me, you're the face of that brand, and every time I see that bottle, I'm going to think of you. And if I ever go to a place out of town and I see one of them Jones, I'm going to take a cheers to you, man. Honestly, because of the experiences that you've given me. That's personal. You really touched me, so I appreciate that. Thank you, Crystal.
One of the best reps that graced Philadelphia, at least.
Yo, she came through and did a tasting with one bottle. Killed that shit. Killed that shit.
All right, once again, thank you for listening to That's 86 Podcast. I'm here with Theo. It's me, Brian. This is another interesting episode. Like, yo, man, sales. That was a lot of like knowledge drop, man. That was dope. You actually held this whole episode down. This was you. Should have had this one focused on you if I knew.
I forgot about this nigga.
No, you saw that. Cause you were looking, you're like, am I in a shot?
No, I forgot.
Yo, man.
I lost my weed and everything.
All right, but yeah, so once again, thank you for listening. Don't forget to go to the website, www.thats86.com. You can always check us out on YouTube at That's 86 Podcast to see the visual.
Yes, sir. Also, the season 2 t-shirts are going to be dropping right before we get to season 2. So we want you to know that this t-shirt is actually sold out at this point. We're going to be doing a giveaway for this exact shirt, the one that's sitting right here. You can't buy it anymore. It's not available on the site anymore, but we will be doing a giveaway. This shirt here is a large, so hopefully you got a little extra pounds on you.
Or you could just wear it as a nightgown.
Yeah, exactly. You could rep in your sleep. So anyway, yeah, we want to let you know new merch is coming very soon.
So I'm also curious. Do you want to do a live show? Like a live performance in a bar with people, just like a live audience. Like,
So basically what we're doing now, but just like niggas over there? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. You know, and then there's drinks and there's just like...
They gonna add Green Label?
Whew, we'll find out. I know my place only got 6.
Right,
so we can see how this could go. But yeah, I mean, anything's possible. I mean, I don't know about Green Label though. That's probably not possible. But I think it would be pretty interesting.
With people in front of us doing the same thing we do. Just with people.
Yeah.
That's something to think about at least. I don't know, nigga, but that's something to think about.
All right, cool. Man, yeah. All right, so we'll figure that out, and hopefully you guys will want to be here, you know, in person and talk shit with us. You still think about it? Bye.
Bye.